Hey guys, welcome to the second video in how to play Onward. Today we're going to go over the most common asked questions that I've been getting is loadouts. What do we select for loadouts? Now your loadouts are going to change in Onward from PvC to PvP. Where you're fighting computer, you get 18 points, wow, versus to when you're taking on the other players where you only get 9 points. So because this is the beginner's tutorial, I'm going to focus on what you should actually. The first loadout we're going to bring up is something you can use anywhere, and that's in the specialist section. Go to Mark 18. This is, if you're just starting out Onward, this is your jam right here. This gun is very, very easy to use. It's got with a foregrip especially, it's got a ridiculously low recoil, really easy to control and predict for beginners. Its damage isn't the best, but not too much of an issue because that recoil is so low, your second shot will be on target as well. And its rate of fire is ridiculously high, which makes up for that anyways. You'll notice it's right that the butt is right in line with the barrel and the action, which means that the reason the recoil in this weapon is so manageable is because it pushes directly back instead of back and up. You'll see other weapons, for example a G3A3, or an even better example is the AKM. The action's up here and the butt is lower, leading the traditional pull up of the tip of the barrel. So this, for beginners, is your jam. Even experienced players like myself, still favorite weapon. When you're taking on computer, you'll want to, and you have a full 18 points, you'll want to equip your body armor. You'll want the red dot sight because that's the simplest and easiest one to use and acquire target with at close range. You'll want a suppressor and a foregrip. Suppressor to make sure you don't piss off your allies and call upon a Zerg rush of Volk to kill you guys. So for your backup weapon, the easiest backup weapon to start with is probably the G17 because it used to be illuminated. Well, it's not illuminated anymore, and ever since the update, so it might not be as awesome anymore. So you might, if the illumination comes back on the sights, then it'll definitely be good. You'll want a laser sight on that, and that's mainly to communicate locations of enemies and communicate with your friends. I typically don't play with a laser sight because that can get tracked back to you. So you'll want night vision, body armor, an extra syringe to raise your buddies, flash grenade and a smoke grenade, or 2 smoke grenades, especially if you're beginning. You're not going to be used to tossing grenades, and you don't want to grab a frag grenade, throw it, and take out your whole team when you're not that good with tossing them. Yeah. So make sure you go with non-lethal only until you get a handle of how to control what you throw. Start with smoke. Smoke's always fantastic. But when you get a little bit more experienced, go into the flashbang because even if you screw up, you can still recover from a bad tossed flashbang. You can't recover from a bad tossed grenade. So let's see what we got here. I'll show you some examples of why and how easy this gun is to control, and then exit out quickly. So you'll notice right off the bat, a very important thing is that with the red dot sight, there's not a lot of furniture for you to get to limit your vision. It's very, very low observability, low obstruction in your line of sight. And you'll also notice that the red dot sight is close to the barrel. which is also in line with your shoulder. That's what makes this gun really easy to quickly acquire target and to quickly shoot, because your hand goes up right up by your face, and it's a very natural maneuver to quickly acquire targets with this rifle. That's not the case with other rifles like the FAMAS or P90 or anything, where you're holding the gun down here and your sights are in line with your vision. That it's very, very unnatural. Whereas with this, if you're pointing, you're going to, like, you can almost point with one hand and you're going to track your target. So quickly die here. Well, maybe not. In comparison, so the next rifle you'll want to take on for a beginner is your AK-5C. Again, it's very controllable. It's very silent, so it's not gonna bring in too much trouble for you. It's very, very nice rifle. A lot of people will have everything to say about it. It's recoil's a bit higher, a little bit more difficult to control, which is why you should stick with the Mark 18 first, but its damage is also a little bit higher. A lot of people really go with the SCAR, and in this case, the SCAR got a lot of undeserved positive attention, but your recoil and low rate of fire is going to really negatively affect your ability to get that second shot on target. So if you don't take a guy out in the first shot, there's a chance, especially when playing on elite difficulty, that you're going to run into some issues with the SCAR. Now on to support weapons. If you're going Volk or just beginning, G3A3 is your jam. With a nice little holographic sight, although they did improve the 2x holographic sight. Note, beginners, when you're in game, if you press trigger on this little guy here, that will go down and it will turn into a regular holographic sight. This, for beginners, is the rifle of choice if you're going loud and proud. It's very easy to use. You don't have to load it off the bat. It comes preloaded, unlike the other belt-fed ones. And it is really fast and quick to reload this. Very controllable. And the damage is massive compared to a lot of firearms. It's the 7.62 round. The penetration, it goes through almost any object in the game. If you're going to go sniper, or the marksman, Mark 17's good, but you'll chew through a lot of ammo and it's loud. Or it was before the patch. SKS, freaking fantastic. Also really good if you're practicing iron sights. But if you really want some goodness, this is a ridiculously quiet rifle, the Mark 39 EMR, and it's really powerful. Don't worry about that rate of fire. It's misleading. It's semi-automatic, so it doesn't get that automatic rate of fire, but it'll shoot as fast as you can pull the trigger. So it shoots fast enough, and it's so silent that you can run through a map and you're basically invincible, because as long as the enemy doesn't see you, you shoot them before they see you. Nobody's going to take you out. For scopes, if you don't have a stock, it's really hard to use NATO scopes because the scope relief is not natural. So go with a SVD or the SV98, and then you get a Russian scope, which is super easy to look through. For example, but there's no real scope relief there, so it's really natural. That for today concludes this video. And just actually, before I conclude, I should go over, basically summarize. So if you're new, do not go with any of the lethal options for explosives. Your jam is smoke. Tossing smoke for your friends is going to make you lots more friends. Tossing frag grenades for your friends is going to lose you friends very quickly. Tossing flashbang grenades is going to lose you friends if you aren't there to revive them after they get flashed, but they're a lot better than tossing a frag. They'll get you kicked from fewer lobbies. So you want that smoke. If once you've gotten good with tossing smoke and saving your friends when they're under fire, then grab one smoke, one flash, and go with that. But can't say enough. Don't go with a frag. None of that until you get more experienced and comfortable. Get comfortable with this Mark 18. It'll be good in almost every situation. It's super silent. Not the most silent weapon, but it's silent enough, and it's nice, easy to control. This is your beginner jam, or the AK-5C. Now, if you need a Volk beginner weapon, this is your baby, the AK-12. Really nice, easy to use firearm, and you can see the bullets on the side, or at least you used to be able to. So you can count your bullets, which is going to really help people a lot when they don't count their rounds as they're being expended. All right, thank you very much. Have a great day, guys, and I hope to see you online. And please don't forget to subscribe and comment and do all the usual YouTube jazz. Yeah.